lock the doors. Maybe I should warn Caitlin. I don't know. So, it's not even that hard, Jack. Come on, if you're watching this, man, like, how do you not know how to turn your power back on, bro? Come on. All right, thanks for your comments and contributions, guys. We're live on YouTube as well. So, yeah, if you want to come over there, feel free. Like I said, there's not stacks to talk about in terms of SuperCoach, but yeah, if you want to just have a chat, talk some footy, talk some trash. Oh, here's another message. Looks like an extension cord is missing. I need power. Mate, I didn't do anything. I just flicked the switch, bro. Bro thinks I've bloody stolen his power cord. Nah, mate, nah. Look, brother, there will be no mercy shown. You started this prank war. I'm sorry. All right. Shorty out. I'll see you later. What's going on, guys? Shorty's just pranked his mate and he's got no idea what to do. Don't mess with me, Watson. Don't mess with me. Oh, geez, I'm all fired up with the pranks, guys. Shorty's a little unhinged right about now. So, yeah, if you didn't catch that on TikTok, I just took the opportunity to turn my mate's power off before. He doesn't know how to turn it back on. Oh, well. Hawksy, holy fucking shitballs. Shorty is back on a Wednesday. How are you, Big Rig? Yeah, mate. Look, the Wednesday's your general slot, but we have had a couple of things bob up. Good to see you, mate. Got my notes prepared for the stream. First note is Melbourne are ass. And secondly, Nas can take all of my savings. Yeah, mate. He is unbelievable, mate. Absolutely unbelievable. One of the most, clutch performances I think I can remember. Amusement. Jonah, what an update, please, and thank you. Yeah, mate. Well, look, Jonah, barely seen the bloke. He's moved up to Early Beach and he's gone a bit missing in action. Not going to lie, mate. Don't hear much from him, so it's a bit sad, but hopefully he'll be back down soon. And Watto, yeah, he's going all right. Look, he doesn't have any power at the moment, but oh well. Why'd you try? Oh, this guy. Oh, we've missed you, haven't we, Amusement? Come on, man. It's life a simulation. Just checking the audio, my guys. I think we should be good. Can I get a little audio check? Probably not from Amusement because he'll take the piss out of me. But JK Short, I have 47,800 in the bank. Do I stick with Dylan Moore? I got one trade still. Dylan Moore has been okay, but do you think I should get rid of him for Cameron or get rid of Zorko or Chera? No, I'd back in Zorko. Chera, I could consider. Look, depending on your bench cover, mate, with one trade, I'd be holding them just for now. Like, Chera's maybe the one I'd have a look at. I'd be more, like, if it's Dylan Moore to Jeremy Cameron, I'm not in love with that upgrade, but if you can get Chera for, I don't know, Ed Richards or Andy Brayshaw, I'm not sure on the prices and that, but maybe I'd prefer to get a real gun for Chera, but also bear in mind that we may well need those trades or that trade. There'll be injuries, there'll be something. So just be mindful. 1 hour analysis preview of Bulldogs and Giants, please. 24 hours of an anxiety lap. I know. Your boy's going to make finals, mate. What are you thinking? Jake, hope you had a nice week too. So I have a jokes for us this week. Up the Tigers. Mate, thank you. I appreciate that, bro. I hope you've had a good week too. Jake, what's your thoughts on Happy Gilmore 2? Have you seen it? I haven't seen it yet. I had a couple of people asking me, but no, haven't seen it yet. Is it worth a watch? What do you reckon? Bazooka, howdy, Shorty. How we doing? I'm well, mates. How are you? 2,853 this week and 340 spots up to 636. Obviously just here for the stories and not the advice. Mate, I'm happy with that. I'm more than happy for you to stay around for the stories, mate. They're probably better than my advice. But what have we got? Is trading Peddler, this is from Combrain, for Liam McBahon worth it? It would bring me down to 2 trades. I don't think so. Like, how desperately do you need cash? Like, Peddler's only giving you 70 or 80K, 90K, something like that. No, I probably wouldn't. Rebecca Teasdale. Oh, it's Liv. What's going on, Liv? How are you, mate? I hope you're going well, mate. Do you have awards tonight? Jack, now you got to tell me the proper date story. What sort of ice cream this time? Jesus Christ. Yes, well, give me one moment, mate, because this is hey Daniel, why weren't you at school? Honors thing. Oh, so you were. Look, they didn't invite me, Liv. They didn't invite me, mate. So look, sometimes I'll go to those things. They sort of try and share it around like between information nights and different sorts of things, but no, they must have had it all covered, mate. They must have it all covered. But to your question, Jack, just a little cookies and cream brownie kind of option. The real story is right, or the updated story is things have probably cooled off a little bit. Caught up the other day, and look, we won't write it off, but I just wouldn't have said that the chemistry was vibing. Like, do you ever go on a first date and there's lots to talk about, right? There's a bit of natural excitement. There's plenty to talk about. Everything's new, right? And then you go on a second or third, and that's when you've covered off all your life points. You know, what do you do for work, study, where do you live, family, sport, interest, like all that. The next couple of days, you got to find like genuine banter or interest. Didn't quite take that next level. So I'm not ruling it out, but just a little cautionary tale, guys. We're not sure. Our heartbeat's true. Scored my best score this year and still went down the rankings, mate. What'd you score? That's brutal. Wealth relaxation. Should I bring in Jezza? Yeah, he's worth a shout. Look, bear in mind two things. Like, Cats have a really good run. He is inconsistent, so he could dine out on a couple of teams. He is capable of a 70 as well. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. But I think at the price, he is more than capable, as we saw on the weekend. Studi, hey, Shorty, you're going to the Richmond Geelong at the G? If so, would you want to meet up? Is that a Geelong home game? I don't normally go to away games at the G. Where are we? So it's your home game. I'd say doubtful, but I'll let you know otherwise, mate. Spooky Mookie, Shorty, you dirty dog, how you been? Currently 7K rank on SuperCoach, so that means I need to buy 7K followers for your TikTok. All I love, brother. Mate, good to see you, bro. Hope you've been well. What's Liv got to say? What the flip, Daniel? That was probably me going off about my housemate. I mean, my prank war that I'm currently involved in. I'll be looking forward to some updates around that. I'm sensing a response, but our heartbeat's true. Hard. Daniel didn't go to work, mate. No, this was after school. I went to work today. We'll have to get the footy out too at lunchtime tomorrow, I reckon. I'll be hanging for a bit of a kick. Justin, Shorty, how the F did you not do a 2700 last round? Well, Tyrell Dura and Tristan Cherry would be the reason, mate. Look, my side's cooked, mate. It's been a shocker. Hopefully you guys can just respect me for a couple of stories and just hanging around and fronting up, because it's been a disaster of a season. But, yeah, look, I think I've said this every week. Hopefully we can just have a good month. I think I said hopefully we can just have a good 8 weeks. So it's been a tough month, and hopefully things get better. But Riley scored 2,757 last week with Nick as captain. Thought I was in the mix, then got humbled very quickly. Yeah, mate, look, my mate was ranked 36th, and he scored 2,940 or something. Bloody warm in here, by the way. I should need to take the jumper off. I reckon Caton's put the heater on, mate. It's bloody steamy stuff. Lukey boy, what's up, mate? Where are we? G'day, Mr. Daniel Short. How are you? How good is Jezza Cameron, and how crap are North? Yeah, look, I think, Cameron just caught fire, and they were just looking for him in the end, weren't they? I think North, they just keep teasing, don't they? They just aren't quite taking that next step. It must be very frustrating for North fans. If Jezza kicks 10 goals plus against this weekend, you got to start a Mexican wave at the game. All right, I'll keep that in mind, mate. Look, what do we reckon out there? Do you think Jezza can get to 100, even if that is in finals? What are we thinking? Luke Turner, are you going to do EPL Supercoach Shorty? Nah, it's not in my plans at the moment. I think, look, I just don't really follow the EPL, to be honest. Like, I'd only do it as a maybe experimental type thing, but I've probably said before, I do really enjoy having a bit of a break from like doing the content and stuff. So I probably wouldn't post too much about it. I might give it a crack because I do like to do something a little bit different with the fantasy stuff. But yeah, I don't know much about it. I'd be going for you guys for advice, I reckon. Our heartbeat true. Jeremy Cameron might kick 100 goals. Yeah, well, that's it. There's one person thinking that he could. Audio's good. Thank you, Liv. Appreciate that. Riley, one trade left. TDK in the flex. Trading him gives me 416. So I feel it's probably better to just keep him and hope he picks up a bit. Yeah, you're not going to get much for 416. So I tend to agree, mate. I think unless someone falls into a nice category around that price, it's tough because at least he's in your flex. At least his score doesn't have to count to your overall score, but it is frustrating because he's just so annoying. But yeah, I wouldn't trade him for the sake of it. Hopefully something can bob up and he improves or someone bobs up in that range. But yeah, it is bloody tough. James, bring in Darcy Cameron or wait till next week and pray Hall makes money to get me to Grundy, 20K short of Grundy. Let me have a look at some break evens. So Hall will definitely keep making a bit of cash. Oh yeah, Brody Grundy 150 break even. So he's a chance for that, but gee, you wouldn't think his price had moved too much unless he goes 160, 170. In Clay Hall, we're probably hoping for a teen sort of 34. Gee, that's tough. I think last week his break even was 13 or 19. So he outscored that by, let's say, 65, and he went up 30K. So he really needs to score 70 odd this week. Man, I would almost wait and just, cross the fingers that Grundy doesn't go ballistic, even just goes 130 or 140, and Clay Hall can just give you 65, 70. And then if not, we'll reassess. But yeah, that's the way I'd play it. I'm absolutely devastated with my Demons losing. Yeah, mate, that was just one of those games where you're just like embarrassed to cop it. But it sort of is really frustrating too, because I feel like your first three quarters was some of your better footy that we've seen. But doesn't matter now. No one's going to remember that. So very frustrating. Jack Watson, I need my extension cord back, please. I just got back to sleeping normally. Oh, Jack. Mate, what's wrong? What happened? Have you misplaced your extension cord, my friend? I'm sorry, Jack, but I hope you have a nice sleep, my guy. But you did start this war. You started this prank war. And I'm happy to have a written concession of defeat. And your power will be restored. Luke, hey, Shorty, how you going? Went down to top 450 with a score of 2,750. Not too good, but enjoying how bloody well the Tigers are rebuilding compared to the appalling West Coast Eagles in North Melbourne. Well, yeah, that's a good point, mate. Like, I don't know what North are doing. Like, the Tigers have bounced pretty well. They've bounced pretty well. I mean, considering many people thought they wouldn't even win a game, you've really bounced nicely. So, yeah. And look, I think West Coast, yeah, they're going poorly, but they won a flag 7 years ago. I think for North Melbourne, God, it's got to be frustrating. Got to be very frustrating. All right, what do we got here from Hayden? Up to 43 rank now. Still got two trades with only 12K in the bank. My two trouble primos are Chera and Bolton. Got Clark and McCarthy on bench. If I need cash, would you trade? Interesting. Look, I think, yeah, I reckon this is tough because you rank 43. What's going to be more valuable? Two trades or better premiums? Because you'll be competing with a lot of guys that are probably on zero trades, I'd imagine. There'll be people who burnt some trades and are in the top 20. But my gut feel would probably be to try and upgrade Bolton. Can you get Luke Jackson somehow? Look, I'd keep McCarthy. He's great cover. Probably try and offload Clark and then assess what you can do there. I think without knowing Chera's price, I'd imagine you'd be able to go Clark down to someone, Chera to maybe an Andy Brayshaw or an Ed Richards or something like that. But yeah, whoever you trade in, I'd try and get a bit of dual position action to try and cover a couple of lines. That's one thing I'd try and ensure as well. At the risk that I think there's some students watching, we'll steer clear of that one, mate. Look, also, how good was the ending to Saints v D's, and how good is Nasai Wanganeen-Miller? The Saints need to get him signed ASAP. 100%. Yeah, that was. There's not many games where you actually like it's not your team where you feel yourself like getting emotionally invested, and you can't help but just like sort of yell at the TV. And I was just watching on my own. I was like, oh my God, this is nuts. And that was one of those games. Just incredible, mate. What do we got here from Luke? Not long till you see Richmond beating Geelong in every final, shorty. Look, mate, you guys are rebuilding nice, but I think finals is a long way off, mate. All right, I was happy to entertain you before, but then you have to take it down this path. There's no need for that. What's Liv got for us? How dare they not invite you? I know. That's okay. I probably I wouldn't be able to do my live. I reckon I would have been pretty rushed, so it probably worked out all right on the Wednesday night. Luke, what's going on with you and Watto? I think I told you, but I saw him at the supermarket in January and just walked past him. There you go. Well, we've got a bit of a house prank war, right? So, as you know, Watto used to live with me, so we had a house key. Then he bought a house with another mate that I know as well. Moved out, didn't return our key. All right, it's fine. Then he started threatening to do a bit of a house war. Sent a few photos just sort of outside of our house, a bit of intimidating behavior. And, he declared a house war. So I have engaged in the house war, and his power is currently off, and he doesn't know how to turn it back on. So I'm probably anticipating some sort of response, but that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Jake, did you hear Fox Footy now can't use surnames? Apparently it's all in the hips. I did hear that, and I don't get it. Like, what is going on? Like, it's Brownie, it's Joey, it's Kingy. Like, why have they changed this? Bizarre. Amusement still think the Dogs make it with a favourable fixture and great percentage. Hawks playing top 3 teams, very handy to get through tomorrow. And we should be fine. See you in September at the G. That's it, mate. Look, I tend to agree. I think tomorrow's huge for you guys, but definitely that run from the Hawks is very, very tough. 2,625. Nice, mate. It's pretty solid. Maybe. Liv, do you think Jezza will kick 100 this year? I think he will in the second final. That will be my guess. Hopefully that's a prelim final. Hopefully Geelong make top 4, win a qualifying final. But we got 4 games left. Some of those easy teams. I reckon he can get 23 or 24 goals in the next 4 weeks. And then I think he'll need 7 in the finals. I think he could dine out on the Tigers in the last round. I think he could kick 8 or 9, particularly if they want to feed him. So that means for the next 4 or 5 a week. I reckon it's relatively doable. I think come finals, he'll be on late 80s, early 90s, and he'll be half a chance. So very, very exciting. Jack, here he is. Sorry to hear, mate. I want to see Shorty happy. Obviously, outrageous content, mate. Look, to be totally honest, like, I appreciate that, mate. I do. Well, the first bit anyway, but I'm probably in that position where ideally it would happen. Like, I would like it to happen, of course, but I'm not like defined by it either. Like, I do enjoy my own time, and I've got some really great mates, really great family, got a really like good circle around me. It would definitely add to it. It would be nice, but yeah, fingers crossed. You never know, but yeah, We'll see. We'll keep you guys updated. If Shorty's got any dates coming up, we'll let you know. Flaghawk Shorty climbed up 5K and made it to 27K first year doing this for real, having been playing since like 2023, but finally locked in this year. Good stuff, mate. Well, look, hopefully you can finish the year strong and then back it up next year, mate. Good stuff. Hawksy, wait a second, Shorty. A collab with Studi would be legendary. He's a big driving force in the AFL YouTube community. Would boost your numbers massively. Also, you sound shit again, but unfortunately your mic is working. Couple of sharp ones there from old mate Hawksy. Luke, bloody hope Jezza kicks 100 this season, but the thing is, if he kicks 100 goals early in the final, could that affect Geelong with the crowd running onto the field? I mean, it's a great unknown. I mean, you'll probably hear those stories from Joe Montagna when Gary kicked 100 against Port in the final. St Kilda were on top. It broke their momentum. I don't know. Look, it could happen any type of way. You know, Geelong could be down by 5 goals. He kicks one. It could help us. So, yeah, I wouldn't read too much into it, but it would be an unbelievable sight for him to do it in the final. That'd be crazy. I've got Sam Banks on my team, and he has done brilliant. Yeah, he's been all right, hasn't he? Like, I feel like he took that Jaden Short role a little bit. Like, I haven't watched many Tigers games, so correct me if I'm wrong, but Tim Taranto playing this week too. So I've advanced to my draft grand final. Bit of an upset in the qualifier for me. Second beat first. So I'm straight to the granny. Tim Taranto's in my draft team. So I need him to, I think it was a calf injury. Need him to get over that. Luke, would you run onto the field if Jezza kicks up? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, I would. Be interesting at the G because, you know, it's not very easy to get on the bottom level. That's pretty hard. But yeah, absolutely. I'd be doing that for sure. Jack, I still believe Grundy goes ballistic and goes bigger than his break even. I mean, it's hard to argue. It is hard to argue. I mean, he's playing Essendon, so it is hard to argue. Yes, it's a big risk. Bazookia, Jack Watson sleeps with the lights on. Just give him the extension cord back, Cordy. All right, I'm going to see if there's a couple of snaps in here from the group. I'm sending that. That's good. What's DQ got for us? Shorty, I've got one trade left, 63 in the bank. Should I trade Stewart for Brayshaw and end the year with T-Mac at flex, or hold Stewart and upgrade McCarthy next week or the week after? I definitely wouldn't be trading out Stewart. I know he wasn't as good on the weekend, but he'll be okay. I feel like McCarthy's a good coverage across both lines. Look, with 63K in the bank and one trade, I don't know what other options you have to trade, but look, unless someone really good bobs up for McCarthy, then I would do it. But yeah, I think McCarthy can be a good option elsewhere. Yeah, I don't know what other rookies you have on offer and what possibility is of upgrading, but yeah, definitely hold Stewart though. Priority picks should be scrapped, yes or no? I'm a yes. I'm a yes on that. I think we've probably got to look more at what we do with academies and that sort of thing. Like, I'm not saying scrap academies because Victorian clubs have a lot of advantages as well. So I feel like you need some academy work, but just the first round's got too long. I don't know. They've got to do something. And I know they're looking at it, but yeah, priority picks. Like, why should West Coast get one? You know, they've been the master of their own demise. You know, that's what they've done, and they won a flag 7 years ago. So it's no priority there for me. Luke, who's winning the flag, mate? I reckon the Pies. Yeah, I answered this one on my TikTok. I'm going to go the Pies as well, mate. I think the Crows are coming with a rush. Got to respect what Brisbane can do at the level, and obviously I'm optimistic on the Cats as well. But yeah, Pies would be my tip at the moment. Not exactly going out on a limb there. DQ, surely I've got one. Oh yeah, we answered that. Luke, Clarko should be sacked if this continues. Now his record at North is 10-44 in a draw, which is absolutely pathetic. Yeah, the more and more I think about it, the more I feel like maybe Clarko was yesterday's hero. Like, a great stalwart of the game, but we're talking like over a decade really now we're heading towards since he produced really good teams. And that team was made too, a bit like the Chris Scott side that 2011 he inherited. Like you still got to drive it, but they're pretty much really he set up that team in like 05, 06. It's nearly 20 years. So yeah, I think the pressure is going to start to mount on him to keep his spot, I reckon. Liv, yes, I'm watching Daniel. No, yeah, exactly. We'll keep it clean, guys. Keep it clean. Luke, and a stat that has gone quiet. Chris Scott. It's gone quiet. Chris Scott overtook Clarko with 239 as coach, and Clarko had 238 wins. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I haven't heard that. Yeah, you'd think a bit more might have been made of that. What do we got here from Luke? Surely the quiz is on the weekend's game, Shorty. Well, I always have the majority, at least half from the weekend's games. From memory, I think there's 7 or 8 from the weekend, mate. Magpie, Shorty, thoughts on trading Rosie because Bergman got put on ice for the year and he will drop in price and maybe get rested for the year. Going for league and 3 trades. Personally, I've heard a bit of this talk tonight with Rosie and being out and playing until his hand goes and that sort of thing. I would hold Rosie until we need to trade him. I wouldn't be presumptuous about it. If he goes down, and that's an if, he may not. He could play 4 rounds and average 100. If he plays this week, then injures it, let's deal with it then. But I think use those trades for when they're necessary, I think. Liv, hopefully, unless Chris Scott rests him. Oh, yeah, Jezza. Yeah, absolutely. I hope so. That'd be sick. I feel like, if you can just get one big bag, like an 8 or 9 against one of these last few clubs, I think big chance. Magpie, sure, I reckon Jezza will definitely get the ton. There you go. That'd be hugely exciting. I honestly, I didn't think we'd see it again. So very exciting. Thoughts on Cozzy owns you posts about something? Yeah, just stupid, mate. Just stupid. There's a lot of dickheads in the world, mate, and that bloke's clearly one of them. I just don't know why. Why do people just troll social media and abuse people for starters? And why would you post a photo of his car? Just dickhead. Jack, that's the main thing. If you're happy and have a good circle around, you can easily see that as you're a legend reply. Oh, thanks, mate. Really hope we get to meet sometime when I'm back in. Yeah, definitely, mate. Definitely. When you're in Australia, I must have asked you, but where are you based? Like, because if you're in Victoria, mate, we'll definitely make that work. Liv, excuse me, Daniel, why has only 6 people liked the live when there is 28 people watching? I know, mate. Well, give it a like for me, mate. But look, I think on YouTube, not as many people seem to like on the old YouTube. G Money, Glenn himself. Hey, mate, sorry I jumped in late. All good. I overheard that the love interest didn't pan out. Sorry, pal. But you'll always have your dark showers, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah, that's it, mate. It's just kind of cool to touch. Like we said, we're not writing it off completely, but yes, the dark showers are quality, mate. You can't beat that. Studio is still in here. Oh, Jack's back. What does Clown predict the top 4 will be? Clown has Brisbane missing. So if you're wondering, I may have purchased a Clown for the prank war. And that's probably enough on that. Magpie, Shorty, is El Hooley, Houghton, Harvey, or Simpson good enough cover? Got 3 trades, so can trade an injury probably anyway. Yeah, look, reasonable. I don't know if Simpson comes back. All those guys seem to have reasonable job security. Houghton, they seem to like. El Hooley, there's not too many Bombers fit. I wouldn't want to field them all too often, but they're pretty reasonable cover. So, yeah, 3 trades is really well set up. So I'd just probably hold for now. And, yeah, no doubt you'll probably need to use those for some injuries or restings and that. So it's a good position to be. Yes. Yeah, did. Look, I don't even know what he's been scoring, mate. I know the Tigers fans absolutely love him. What's he been scoring? He's been pretty solid. like a couple of 50s and a 75. But yeah, a couple of goals on the weekend. They love him. They absolutely love him at the Tigs. Yanko, 1995 prelim, tutor to Ablett, best game ever. Yeah, mate, that more. My dad showed me that many a time. How hectic is Mick Martin after that? He's just like, it's such a dramatic pose. Like, he's just, and apparently, like, he had his measure for most of the day. I'm not sure how many Ablett kicked, but great call by Dennis. Crazy finish, crazy final series from the Cats too. Because I think the game before that was when Billy Brown has kicked the one after the siren. So crazy. Luke, yeah, Saints v D's was one of those games with whatever team you supported, you were invested in the finish. Yeah, I went for a walk probably around 3/4 time. I was like, may as well catch a bit of, get a bit of exercise going on. And then my mate texted me. He's like, mate, the Saints. I'm like, what? I checked. They're like 10 points down. I was like, shit. Went home. Didn't look at my phone for the rest of the walk. Went home. Rewound the KO. So I kind of watched it live without being fully live. But I was like, wow, that is crazy. Strike Shorty, would you trade in Jezza this week or Naz next week, but use an extra trade, or Naz next week? How many trades you've got in general? That's probably the key. Obviously, my feeling would be Wanganeen Miller, but it probably depends, how much that impacts your overall team. Jack, I've sort of stitched myself up. I'm playing Cherra M8, but have McCarthy at D7. I wish I could loop him every week, but he's a bit of a frustrating watch. 6 weeks without a ton. Yeah, that's true. I know. It's been surprising that we haven't had many of our rookie, even dead rookie options in the midfield develop any dual position. Like, it's kind of rare. They normally either have one or develop one. And yeah, so it's been a bit stiff. So that is super frustrating, mate. Our heartbeat's true. Also think that academies and father-son rule should be scrapped. Look, I'm a big believer in the father-son rule. I think the romantic side of it is huge. I think it's great to see Darcy and West and Liberatore. And, of course, I'm a bit biased with the likes of Ablett and that type of thing. But, no, I think that's an important part of the game for the fans. Like, you go to the footy and it's exciting to be like, I watched his dad and now his kid's playing. And I think fans love that. The academies, they're obviously more about growing the game and helping out the non-football states. I don't know as much about them, but I think there will be some tinkering around it. Yanko, Shorty, honest opinion. What did you think of Toby Green? Only got 1 week for the elbow to the head and a horse kick in the nuts. Bloody joke, AFL Tribunal. Yeah, look, the 1 week for the elbow, give or take. But the kick, I'm surprised. So what, you can do that? You can just throw a kick back and kind of graze his, region and you're fine? Like, I don't know. I didn't like it. Like, yeah, they said he didn't make contact or not substantial contact, but bizarre. Like, surely that's an act that even just, I know it doesn't work like this, but surely just give him an extra week to be like, mate, you can't be doing that. That's ridiculous. Like, yeah, very strange. Wiley Buzzer. I remember watching him, mate. He's not a bad one for Gridley, mate. Little Gridley unique. Luke, Jezza has a chance to get a big bag against Essendon. Yes, good point. Yeah, good point, actually. Essendon and Richmond. Jack's back. Do the voice, coward. I don't know. What are you talking about? Voice? Show the teddy bear video. I think Jack's lost power to his own head. I don't know. What are you talking about here, mate? Anyway, look, my mates and I was trying to work out the Pies best 22 without injuries, and gee, there's going to be some stiff players missing. Yeah, really. Who are we talking? Like, supposed to Goey and Hill have to come back, don't they? So, yeah, sounds like you're coming into some fitness at the right time. RJ Ripper, what happens if Jezza kicks the ton in the final? Big delays. Yeah. Well, that's what would be crazy. I mean, the AFL will say, don't run on, max security and all that, but people will run on. It's just a fact. Like, they said the same thing with Buddy, and we got like a 45-minute delay. So, very strange. I think it's inevitable. But, yeah, that would be super unique. Very unique. G Money. Also, I'm going your method next season. More risky picks because my team was finished after the bye, but I hate it because I went too hard to get full primo. hopefully more trades next year too. I know, mate. I'm so torn on the way to approach it. Like I sort of want to have those riskier type picks, but it does. The best way to do well at SuperCoach is to be super boring. Pick a guns and rookies team with the most reliable players. How fun's that? But yeah, I don't know. I've also been kind of like embarrassed with my ranking this year, and it's been really frustrating. So I don't know. I'll see how it catches me next year. Magpies, yeah, sorry, those rookies were bench cover. Nah, that's all right. Hopefully, I answered that one appropriately for you there, mate. Bills boys, what do you consider a good ranking? Look, I think honestly, anything in the top 10K is good. I think top 5K, you're doing pretty well. And obviously the best of the best is, so your top 1K. But these days, it is really hard to do well because there's a lot of content out there. There's SuperCoach Plus with trade assists and all. Like, it's very, very hard to do well these days. But yeah. Zukia poster was a dickhead, but the photo wasn't Goodwin's car. Oh, the poster was a random old pic. Oh, okay, I didn't realize that. Yeah, look, just dumb, isn't it? In general, it's just stupid stuff, eh? Sir Dumb Huvlin. Evening hottie. I came into this week with 5 trades. Going to turn Rosie and Rankin into Whitfield and Kennedy. Nice, mate. That's a pretty good trade there. Gives me the cash to turn Carroll and Angus Clark into McCluggage or Richards next week. Then trade to protect me for the final 2 rounds. McCarthy, 24th man. Well set up there. You've obviously traded pretty wisely to have that flexibility there, mate. Richards at a nice price, isn't he? I like it. Done well there, mate. Like, you should get a bit of a one-up on most people, not just with those trades, but to have him as your 24th. Doing very nicely. Aussie lads, hard being a D's fan. Another harsh stat, such as disappointing club, but better than Saints. No flags in 66. Just rubs in the flag comment. We love it. Yeah, look, I mean, at least you guys broke that drought, but this week might be the sort of week to watch the replay, I think, and just forget about the current day and roll back to, 2021. Luke, Shorty, when you run on the field, when we hopefully witness Jesse kick 100 goals, you got to put the Woody face mask on. The Woody face mask. I can't believe you remembered it. And you'll get on TV. Yeah, I think I would, eh? Stuart, does Nick win the Brownlow or do many Pies steal votes off him? No, I think at the moment he's leading and we've only got 4 weeks, so I think he's in prime position. I'm not a big believer in players stealing votes off each other. Like, I mean, yeah, sometimes one gets a 3 and the other gets the 2, but they're also the reason they're a good team. Like, they're also, sometimes Sarong's the reason Brayshaw plays well and vice versa. Like, Rowell and Anderson, they work well as a duo. And I don't know, I remember seeing Bartel and Ablett poll very well. Joel Corey polled well alongside him. And Dane Beams at the Pies, Dane Swan, Pendlebury all polled really well in the same team. Like, yeah, I'm not really a huge believer in that, but no, I'd be backing in Dacos for the Brown at the moment. How long will the Mo grow until it's time to go? Well, I'm happy for the advice, guys, but honestly, I like it. So it's been around for a while now. I think it's going to stay. Do you reckon Bailey Smith or Max Holmes wins the Cats BNF? I'd be on Holmes. I think Holmes, he might get it. But I reckon Smith will finish higher in the Brownlow, if that makes any sense. Bazookia, my Saints mate, got married to a Yank on Friday. Took a whole fam to the game. They left at 3. No way. Surely not, mate. Oh, wow. They would have had one of the best footy experiences ever if they didn't leave at 3/4 time. Jesus, Luke. Greg Swan better make a big change to give us all some clarity. I think he will be pretty good, to be honest. I like the way he talks. He seems pretty common sense kind of guy. Sometimes people can change when they get in the actual role, but I'm thinking he'll be good for us, hopefully. Aussie lads, I swear whatever the AFL does at Tribunal, everyone goes against it. Yeah, it does divide opinion. Like, I guess you just always hear the ones that have the counter view. They're normally louder, but I think they've had some fair decisions this year. I think probably the one that frustrates people, and you hear it talked about on AFL 360, is it's either 3 or 0. I think that annoys people because I think a lot of people are like, well, No, I'd be happy with a 1, but not a 3. But it probably deserves a 1. That's probably a 2, not a 3. Like, you know what I mean? I think maybe a bit of common sense into that would be better. Jack, very glad Jasper Fletcher signed till 2030. He's going to be a very important part of the team going forward. He's only 21. He has probably been one of the sneakiest rises to a quality player we've seen. Like, so much talk around the Ashcross, but he is flying. He's super clean. Jezza won't kick 100, says Aussie Lads. Well, why is that, mate? Have you got anything more for us here? Has this been a hard year to start SuperCoach, or is it always this? Nah, this would be one of the hardest ones, mate. Absolutely. I'd say it's probably the hardest year I've had. So, yeah, I'd say so. And why don't you reckon Jezza kicks it, mate? What are you thinking? What are your thoughts? Harry, would you trade in Jezza and go down to 1 trade for Rankin? By the way, I scored 2,829 this week and trying to beat my dad, or else I'm a lawnmower for the summer. That's a good deal, eh? Jezza for Rankin, go down to 1 trade. Yeah, I think I would. Do that. I've been a big believer in Rankin. I really thought he'd average 100. I think I would do that. Tough one, but yeah, I think I would. Just mentioning to Luke. Lukey boy, did you hear what the reasons were why Bobby Hill was out? May or may not have something to do with his wife. No, I have not heard, mate. So feel free to enlighten me. And this is an absolute run of Luke's here in the comments. Luke, Bont VC thoughts. Notice he usually doesn't go back-to-back big scores, but he is consistent with big scores when it comes to marble, so not sure. Then he continues on. Even Dacos is a shout at the G against Brisbane. Yeah, sometimes I feel the same when a player's had that really big score. Like Bont could score 130 or 140, but it's rare, unless you're Brodie Grundy, like it is rare that you go big 160s back to back. Like it happens, but sometimes you feel like, I've missed his really big one. But I'd be probably going, a Bont or a Dawson or something like that into Max Gawn. Or Grundy, if you have Grundy, he's probably the safe bet. But, and then we've got another Luke. I think Tom Mitchell, Ed Allen, Oleg Markov, Charlie Dean, Will Hoskin, Elliott will all miss out. Bobby Hill, Tagoe, Pendles, Howe, McCreary, Frampton, all to come back in. Yeah, geez, when you put it like that, you are stacked, actually. And you've got the luxury of sort of biding your time too at the moment. Like you can kind of time your run into the finals and rest them and all that. Aussie Lads, just wanted to say you're a great bloke. Keep up the content. And hope you're having a great day. Yeah, and good future. Oh, mate, it's very kind. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that. Very kind words, mate. I hope you're well too, my friend. Hopefully we catch you in a few future streams. But thanks very much. I do appreciate that. H24, who should I trade in as my last 2 trades? Give me a little bit more context around that one. Give me maybe a position, maybe a price range. Is the rest of your side complete? And we'll throw some ideas at you. But look, midfield, Brayshaw, Sarong, Richards at a good price. Backline, Jordan Clark, Lockie Whitfield, Lockie Ash. The forward line's a bit tougher, but try and grab yourself a Luke Jackson and that type of thing. So there are a couple of general names. But, yeah, if you want a more precise answer, let me know. Sir, I feel like Rowell is a bit of a Brownlow smoke. He probably won't win, but could be top 3. Gets a lot of the ball where the umpires can see. Yeah, that's not a bad shout. He definitely had a run through the probably middle part of the season where he really slowed up. But I would say the last 4 or 5 weeks, he's probably got double-figure votes. Like he's probably got 10 or so votes in the last 5 rounds. Tiger Rewild, hey Shorty, decision between Darcy, Track, and Kennedy. 1K off Jezza, no way. Do I just go Darcy if everyone else in the league I'm in have him? Yeah, I think so, particularly with, the Giants being a little bit undermanned this week in the back line. You could get an immediate hit, but I think Petrarca and Kennedy are probably more your safer 90 to 110 guys, where Darcy could have some 70s and 80s, but if he catches fire, you're talking 140. So I think I would go with Darcy, yes. I think I'd go that way. Magpies, did you see Greg Swan on 360 last night? He sounds good. I did, yeah. I watched that bit. I do like the way he talks. I think he's a good operator, mate. Definitely. Nakai Cockatoo or Wiley Buzzer, mate. I remember watching Cockatoo kick this goal. It might have been even NAB Cup or something against Adelaide. This huge goal. And I was like, what have we got ourselves here? Just never got the body right. Never got it right. Magpies came out today. Coaches are 18-0, getting rid of the sub. Looks like it's on the way out under Greg Swan. Come on. I know. Yeah, I saw that. And that was a quote on 360. Look, it'll be interesting to see because the coaches have been against it even last year. So they were against it last year and they still kept it. So it'll be bizarre as to why they would, but surely the sub is gone. Surely. H24, should I trade Kennedy for Jezza? Nah, Matt Kennedy deserves to stay. Jezza's a good option, but nah, hold Kennedy, mate. Stuart, besides Merritt, who else would you take to play in your team? Guessing no. What's up, my guys? Hey, just give me a little test run. Can you still see me? Can you still hear me? You're gonna have to give me a bit of thought down the bottom here. Look, Jackie boy, I just hope you got your power back on, mate. I hope you found out how to work it. There you go, brother. Let's see if we can work by a bit of this. I knew the prank return was coming. I knew it would. We can. All right, good as. Can you guys? Well, you probably won't be able to let me know if I drop out because I won't know. But yes, we are still connected. Beautiful. Anyone else want it? Yep, can see you, Shorty. Someone. Yeah. It was Jack for sure. But that's okay. That's okay. They've just, I guess, what's that saying? Where are we? Something about impersonation's the best form of flattery or some junk about that. What was this? Was this regarding best Essendon in terms of an Essendon player? Luke, I'll message you an article I found on what was happening with Bobby Hill. Okay, thank you, mate. Aussie lads, he needs 31 goals in 4 games. He only had one bag of 11. It will only average like 4 to 5, although against poor opposition, I think defenders will be onto him. Yeah, 100%. I don't think he'll get it in the home and away season. I 100% agree with you there. But yeah, I think finals is half a chance, mate. Early quiz tonight on board at work. Quiz won't be far off. Maybe 10 minutes, I reckon. We'll probably be through most of the questions pretty soon anyway. But Aussie lads gets 5 in a game. He still needs 11 in finals and will most likely... Yeah, look, it would have to be a long shot. He'd have to, like we said before, he'd have to have a big bag coming up against like a Richmond or an Essendon, I think. H24, I need a forward and trying to trade out Steel side bottom, but don't know who for. In terms of forwards, like obviously Luke Jackson, but Chad Warner's at a reasonable price. He's sometimes inconsistent, but you could do a lot worse. So he's not a bad shout. Magpie, mirror on the wall. We're a punter with the ball. G Money, what's the difference between Disney Plus and Pornhub? Disney Plus wants you to hate your stepmother. That's brutal, mate. That's pretty funny. Luke, sure, just so you know, Jared Waitley wasn't in the host chair today. Really? Where was Jared? Didn't he like lose his voice the other day? Maybe he lost it again. Flaghawk Shorty have 2 trades. McCarthy is the 23rd and 2 trades. and 60K in the bank. Do I trade out Stewart, Ed Richards, or hold and upgrade McCarthy in a week or two? Shorty have 2 trades. McCarthy 23rd. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be trading Stewart. Look, I think with 2 trades left, Stewart's someone we can hold on to. I'd be holding, mate. Like I just think we'll need these trades, and I wish I had them. I got no trades, but I had to finish the side off somehow. But yeah, I'd hold, mate. I think Stewart's still a reasonable option. Yeah, we can't remember that was in regards to Luke can see. Oh yes, sorry, I'm with you. Yes, thanks, guys. Thank you. How does he even put it off from Queensland? Well, this is Jack who lives around the corner. Jonah's the one who lives in Queensland. And here is our friend Jack. Oh, mate, a bit dark, mate. I'm sure you were hoping that you'd ruin my internet, mate, but we got a beautiful little hotspot here, buddy. Did you get your power back on yourself, mate? Look, I do respect the prank, but you're going to get it a little more creative. I mean, you've turned my power off twice. You just did the same prank I did today, mate. So I hope you get a good night's sleep tonight, though, mate. That's the main thing, all right? If you'd like me to come over and tuck you in, read you a little bednight story, I'm happy to, brother. I'm happy to. Hawksy, what the fuck? I'm scared to die. Oh, jeez. Aussie lad, just wanted to let you know that I have the same glass you're drinking from at my house. That is super niche. Yeah, the little Coca-Cola one, mate. How good. Luke, no idea where he was, but Simo filled in for him. Oh, Simo. There you go. Simo getting the jump already. Sleep with one eye open, Jack. You're gonna need it. That's right, mate. Look, you don't want to mess with old Shorty. We've got a couple of pranks in mind, but like I said, Jack, if you'd like to withdraw from the house war, it'd be my advice because of what I've got in store. But we've just been warming up so far. Got you with a little zinger tonight. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Best AFL ground you've been to? I mean, gosh, it's the G when it's pumping. I mean, you can't beat that. But been to the SCG, been to People's First or Gold Coast, whatever they call it now. Etihad or Marvel, MCG, Cats, of course, Adelaide Oval. Aside from the G, I'd have to go Adelaide Oval. That's bloody good. Ninja Stadium. Is that seriously what it's called now? Jesus Christ. Well, we have caught up with the questions. So I will get I'll get this quiz going for us. The front bar camera angle is different. Show is unwatchable. Really? Why would they change that? What have they done? All right, let's get a bit of a quiz going on. Caitlin probably could have thought you would have turned the power back on by now, but that's cool. Quiz 21. So most of you guys would know we do it through Kahoots. Good luck getting through your side gate, mate. All right, mate. Thank you. I look forward to it. Thank you, sir. No, I swear it's just slightly to the left. Really? Oh, no. All right, what have we got here? Just whipping up the code. Completely unwatchable. Oh no. What's looking up for us? They changed the camera angle a bit, not much though. Oh boy. Actually, speaking of unwatchable media, did you see Fox Footy? Yeah, I know. What's with that nickname thing? Like, what are they doing? I just don't understand. Just bizarre, mate. Like, I don't know why they would be doing that. It's very, very strange. But I mean, it's an Aussie thing, mate. Like, what's wrong with the nicknames? It's what we love. But yeah, get around the quiz if you like. Yeah, it'd be good to. We've only got like 20 odd in there, but yes, we'll be starting it pretty soon. So hopefully G Money can get in. Oh, yeah, we touched on that. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, that DAZN. Yeah, okay. Gosh. People power will have it say, surely. Tell me when you're starting because it's on my phone and I can't see when you're starting. Nah, all good, mate. I will. I'll definitely let you know. Luke, surely it wasn't on a contract for Fox. I don't know, mate. Like, it's strange that it's changed mid-season. Like, not even. Like, we're almost at finals. But wouldn't be surprised if, yeah, there's been a bit of a directive. Because there's been even a couple of changes. I don't know if you noticed, but 360, they used to have the intro where Gary'd be standing and Jared's standing and introduce their pieces for the show. Now they just cut to the footage and they just do like an overlay with the voice. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they've maybe had a couple of tweaks coming up to finals. But, yeah, the nickname thing is just simply ridiculous. Like, I don't see why there would be benefit in that. If these owners think that that's what people want in Australia, then they would be wrong. But there's the quiz code up there for you. We've got 7 of yous in there. Probably one of the best chances to win the quiz because we might only have 10 or 15, I reckon. So, yeah, probably the best chance to win. And these late season quizzes are, yeah, probably the ones that a little slightly less attended. So even though Shorty's mum's in there, but oh no, we're down to 6. Someone left. What's going on? What's the quiz on? Kahoot, mate. On Kahoot. Jack, bloody stressed, mate. Went into the jury, bought the engagement ring for my missus. Been 4 weeks already. They said it would only take 3 to arrive, and it's probably 2 or more weeks, mate. What is going on? Go to Albany in 3, so I'm a little stressed. It's not going to. Oh, mate. I would have thought, like, a place like that, you got to be pretty precise with your time estimations because that'd be crucial. There'd be plenty of people like you doing that. Jesus. Hope it comes, mate. All right. Now, I don't know if you replied before, but when you're in Oz, where are you normally based? I reckon we'll start the quiz relatively soon, and we got 10 in there. I reckon if we get up to 15, that might do it. So we've got 25 in the stream. So come on, get around it. You know, this is your best chance. There's no shame if you're not great at it, if you're not backing in your judgment, mate. But just give it a crack. Give it a crack. Essendon 4th debutant, more debut. Really? Who else have they got? Gee whiz. Yeah, mate, that is no good. Based in Brizzy, of course, yes, Brisbane man. Yeah, join the quiz, mate. I love it. Josh, hey, Shorty, hope you're well. You too, mate. I was behind the goals at Saints End on Sunday. Up, wow, that would have been insane. Is that like the best footy experience you've ever had, mate? That's insanely good. Shorty, do you feel like people only care about you for 10 weeks of the year? No one's showing up in round 21. Well, look, the real ones are here, mate. The absolute real ones are here. It is a bit like that when you do the content. You know, I feel like from probably January to maybe May, it's like red hot. People are all over it, even June, you know. But then, yeah, we certainly do see a bit of a drop off. Hawksy's in, good stuff. No worries, mate. I'll wait for you. I'm good as, mate. I'm not on a hide. Bazuki, sorry, I would jump in, but I got 1 kgh ribeye in the pan. No, respect that. It's a late feed, mate, but we respect it. Yeah, I told my Melbourne mate that I think we can come back at 3/4 time. Wow. Magpies is in, good stuff. That's a bold call from you to back him in, Josh. I love it. Better get another quiz win tonight. I hope so, mate. Good luck. We'll start it pretty soon. We'll be getting close to the 15. Yeah, we got 16 in. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining up there. We'll start that pretty soon, I reckon. I'll give a couple of minutes for a few people to join, but I did say 8:45 for the quiz, so it has just ticked over 8:45. So I'll just give a couple of minutes. Normally you don't get to it with the questions till about 9, but just in case there's a couple of thanks, Jack. Good stuff. Just in case there's a couple of people are like, yep, 8:45 is when it's on. I'll just give them a minute or two. But yeah, we got 16 in there. We got diplomat. I said diplomat, Buffalo, Jackie Boy, Shorty F6, Lukey Libber, SOS Don't Leave, McCuzzer, Flaghawk, Shorty's Hot, The Mason, Nas, Lukey Mac, Connor, Nick Dacos, Shorty's Mum, RJ, Tiger Rewalt, and Trash Cats. Good stuff. As I've said, this is your best chance to win a quiz. These sort of the last month of quizzes are normally the quietest. So that's your best chance. Oh, nice. What is XP, mate? What is? He's Simo, good as, mate. That'll be a good game, Josh. That'll be good. I anticipate that'll be pretty close. Lovely, guys. We nearly got up to 20. Ripper. I reckon we just about start this, I reckon. He's Simo, nice. Good stuff. All right. Good luck. Oh, what's Jake? You're funny, man. Jack, when I'm back for a month in Oz, mate, I'll definitely be going to some Melbourne games. I think we'll have to organise a meet up in Beverly. Yeah, absolutely, mate. That'd be great. That'd be great. Going to do another quiz night at the end of the year. Yeah, I will, mate. I will. Love the quiz nights. They're always good fun. If you're not sure what they are, I normally just do a few different categories like a general 2025 quiz or Brownlow medal quiz, like all based around that. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get stuck into it. We got 18 in here. Good luck. If it's your first time in the quiz, all the best. We got 12 questions. Answer correctly, but try and answer quick as well. That'll reward you on Kahoot. And yeah, a few questions from like the weekend, obviously, and then there's a few that will probably go, a bit of history sort of stuff with the footy. Aaron Norton and Sam Darcy kicked 13 goals between them on Friday night, but how many behinds did they kick between them? 2, 3, 4, or 5? Big haul from the Dogs there. Big haul. But there you go. Tenny, you got that right. It was 2 and 1 behinds between them for a total of 3. Shorty F6, RJ, Jackie Boy, Shorty's Hot, and Lukey Mac in 5th. Lukey Mac looking to make it 2 in a row. Question 2, who won the Glendenning Allen medal on the weekend? Obviously requiring a little bit of knowledge with our Western Australian game. Bang, knowledge complete. Hayden Young. Most of you getting that right and getting it right quickly. So Lukey Mack, he moves up to 3rd. Shorty F6 remains on top. McCuzzer into the top 5. Nicely done, mate. Question 3. Before Nasai Wanganeen Miller, who was the last player to kick a goal after the siren to win the match? Was it Mac Andrew, Jamie Ellett, Dan Houston, or Noah Anderson? Most recent match winner after the siren prior to Nas on the weekend. Boom. Making these too easy for you. Mac Andrew, nicely done. Tiger Rewalt, he's up 7 places, but is Shorty F6 on top. Closing in is Lukey Mack. He's seconds. RJ, Shorty's hot. And Harry says g'day to the top 5. He is in 5th place. Nick Dacos had 42 touches against the Tigers on the weekend, but what is his career high disposals? 45, 47, 43, 49. Geez, they're not mucking around. Bang, 43. I actually thought some might go a bit higher, but there you go. They're smashing it. Shorty F6 continues on. The top 3 didn't change. Harry's into 4th. Nick Dacos getting his own question right there is in 5th. And we need to get a tougher question going on here. I can't remember what ones I got coming up, but which of these players has polled the most Brownlow votes across their career? I'm hoping I can stump you on a couple of questions to try and differentiate between a few of you guys up the top. Dangerfield, Bontempelli, Neil, or Pendlebury? Who's got the most Brownlow votes across their career? Oh, there we go. We've changed it up. Paddy Dangerfield. 8 got it right, but 6 went for Neil. 4 went for Pendles. Oh, Shorty F6 did nicely. RJ second. Flagcock, he's up to third. Harry, then Lukey Mack. Jackie Boy, he's the highest climber, up 5 places. So Shorty F6 untouched at the top here. He's perfect. Scotty Thompson played 269 games for the Crows, but where did he start his career? One of the tougher inside mids of the century. Serious set of biceps on him too. But where did he play 39 games to start his career? Carlton, Hawthorn, Melbourne, or Freo? Couple went elsewhere, but yes, he did start his career at the D's. Man, Shorty F6, he's running hot. 6 straight. Flaghawk second, RJ, Lukey Mack, and Harry. So pretty consistent 5 here. Question 7. Who kicked the ball to Wanganeen Miller for him to take the huge mark and kick the second last goal of the match? I suppose we've all seen this throughout the week. But who was it feeding that footy inside? They're good, mate. They're all over it, these guys. Was, of course, Mason Wood. So Harry up to 4th. Shorty's hot into 5th. But yeah, untouched is Shorty F6 on top there. Question 8. Which of these tackling machines had the most tackles over the weekend? Matt Rowell, Tom Atkins, Jack Viney, or Josh Dunkley? I love a tackle, these lads, but who had the most tackles for the weekend? Oh, there we go. Only 4 got it right. Jack Viney had 16, and we are split across the lot. Oh, okay. So Locke got it wrong up the top. So I wonder if we've got a bit of a Shorty's hot. He moves up to 4th. Up 6 places is Simo. So not too much movement up the top, but I assume a few of those who got it right would have climbed nicely. There were some big scores over the weekend, but which team had the most scoring shots? Adelaide, Geelong, Gold Coast, or the Western Bulldogs? Most scoring shots. It was the Cats. A few had the Bulldogs, but yeah, Cats had 40 scoring shots combined. Shorty F6, Flagcock. Shorty's hot. He's up to 3rd. Harry up to 4th. RJ into 5th. Jackie Boy is up 4 places. So we're getting to the business end, but can he lead from start to finish? Which of these forwards has kicked the most goals in their career? Jack Ginnivan, Riley West, Brent Daniels, or Paul Curtis? Most goals in their career. Shorty F6 has not put a foot wrong. He's created a nice little buffer. Bit of a spread here. So Ginnivan, I'm pretty sure from memory, is the only one to have over 100 goals in his career so far. Nass is up 4 spots, but Shorty F6, he's up by 1,000 points here. Lukey Mack, he's up to 4th, but it's going to be hard to catch him, to be honest. 2 questions left. I think he'd have to get them both wrong, and someone would have to catch him. How many goals did the Giants kick in a dominant third term against the Swans last week? 10, 9, 8, or 7? Probably one of the best quarters I've seen. Bang, not mucking around. Everyone was tuning into that one. And I think he'll be untouched here. This could be one of the cleanest runs from start to finish. How many times did Jason Dunstall kick 100 goals in a season? This is about as historic as I'll ever get, but I was just thinking Jeremy Cameron 100 goals, mate. Maybe favouring the older, longer watcher of the football. He did it 6 times. So in 3rd position, Lukey Mack. Strong effort to get on the podium again. 2nd is Flaghawk. And from start to finish, Shorty F6, an extremely good performance there. Is he using AI? Who really knows? But I don't think he got a question wrong. Well played, mate. Well played. Let's have a look at the overall leaderboard. Was he flawless? Was he flawless? Oh, so he did get one question wrong. Nice. 11 out of 12 is pretty good. Harry, then Shorty's Hot, Nas, the Mason, RJ, Connor, Simo. Good stuff. Good stuff. And J Toop, I saw his name pop in. No worries, mate. Catch you later. Appreciate all the questions, mate. Was this it was Magpies. Boom. Well played, mate. J Toop, Shorty, great man. This dark lighting is very romantic. I'm all for it. Busy, busy day. Good way to end my hump day, seeing short. Rod and his dulcet tones and his big. Mate, good to see you, bro. Great to see you. Me mate turned the power off, mate. A bit of a prank war going on, but what's Ray got? Sorry to your mum, Shorty. I don't name any favors. That's all right, mate. It's okay. Good stuff here. Good stuff. What did Lukey boy do? Brownlow question was, yeah, fair play. Good stuff, guys. Well done, Magpies. Look, I'm going to rock and roll, guys. I think I've got some pranking to do or just turning some power back on, see what these guys have done. But I appreciate all your questions and comments. And look, I always appreciate your comments, but I really do at round 20 or whatever it is. You know, like that's pretty impressive. If you're around here watching the live stream, and really, we don't have too much Supercoach to talk. I really respect you. I'm one of the absolute MVPs. So appreciate it. Appreciate it, mate. You too, mate. Enjoy the week. Have a good night. A good time tonight, guys, and a good rest of your week. Enjoy the weekend. Happy super coaching. And, what's he hit for me? What's he got here? Real quick, he says. Oh, I'm just about to sign off. And what's J2 got for me? What's he got for me, mate? He's just typing feverishly. Just waiting on one man. Oh, no. No worries, Flaghawk. No worries, mate. I'm hanging for a Milo, mate. But J2, he's just lurking here in the background. Just I don't know if he's trolling me or not, but let's see. Come on, J2. What's up, my guy? I feel like I could tell you a serious camp story, guys. What's he got? I said to Mac, oh, yeah, can you do a vid for a guy I know? He said, what's in it for me? And I just said, a love job. And he said, fuck off, I'm not $1 million contract for nothing. So there you go. Oh, that's fair, mate. Look, hey, I appreciate you trying, bro. Look, maybe Will Powell will do me a favor and, but nah, look, tell Mac I love him, mate. I was on board. Tell him I was one of the few guys to pick him last year. Maybe that can get his respect. But all right, guys, I'll talk to you soon. We'll be back tomorrow night, probably a bit later. I'm playing a bit of pickleball, but we'll definitely be back. And, I'll talk to you soon. Cheers, guys. Catch you later.